Something's wrong with the program, Marin shouted. It's not the program, the student said grimly. It's me. I'm the reason it's here. Marin froze, the weight of their words sinking in. The simulation hadn't malfunctioned. It had been corrupted by whatever energy or memory the student carried from their death world. The creature wasn't just following them, it was tied to them. With a sudden burst of clarity, the student turned to Marin. You have to leave me behind, they said. It won't stop unless I'm gone. No, Marin said firmly. There has to be another way. The creature roared again, closing in, and time seemed to freeze. In that moment, the student made their decision. Before Marin could stop them, they darted toward the creature, drawing its attention entirely. Run, they yelled. As Marin and the others reached the clearing, the simulation abruptly shut down. They were back in the training room, but the student was gone. Marin stared at the empty space where they'd been, her mind racing. The instructors rushed in, confused and alarmed, but no one could explain what had happened. As the team exchanged shaken glances, the faint sound of a roar echoed in the distance, a haunting reminder that some battles never truly end. The room fell into an eerie silence as the simulation systems rebooted. Marin stood frozen, her thoughts a whirlwind of disbelief and guilt. The instructors ran diagnostics, muttering about unexplained anomalies, but their words felt distant. The rest of the team huddled together, too shaken to speak. Marin couldn't stop replaying the students' final moments in her mind. They had sacrificed themselves without hesitation, carrying the burden of their death world past to protect everyone else. But where had they gone? Were they truly gone at all? Days passed, and rumors swirled through the academy. Some claimed the students' essence had fused with a corrupted simulation. Others believed they had returned to their death world, forever tethered to the chaos they carried. Marin found herself drawn to the clearing in the simulation chamber, now eerily empty. She whispered softly, "Thank you," hoping somehow they could hear. And then, with a deep breath, she walked away, forever changed. In a universe where survival is a test of grit, a new student walks into a classroom on a peaceful, civilized world and instantly becomes the center of attention. They're not just any student. They hail from a death world, a planet so hostile that every day is a battle to stay alive. Scarred by relentless storms, predatory creatures, and unyielding terrain, they wear their resilience like armor, sparking a mix of awe and unease among their classmates. At first, the other students assume it's all talk. After all, life on their calm, advanced planet offers no frame of reference for the chaos this newcomer describes. But as the stories unfold, nights hunted by beasts, ingenious ways to outsmart danger, the room goes silent. The tales seem too wild to believe. Until one day, during a routine exercise, the students' instincts kick in, revealing just how real their past is, and why their classmates should start listening. The classroom buzzed with whispers as everyone tried to make sense of what they had just seen. During what should have been a harmless simulation, the new student reacted in a way no one expected, lightning fast, precise, and utterly terrifying. They moved as if the controlled environment had transformed into the deadly terrain they described in their stories. What had been a simple drill for the others became a full-blown survival scenario for them. As the instructor reset the simulation, the room was thick with unease. "Where did you learn to do that?" Someone finally asked, breaking the silence. The student hesitated, their gaze flickering to the ground before answering. "You don't grow up on a death world without learning to stay alive. There's no second chance where I'm from." The classmates stared, their curiosity now tinged with fear. What kind of place could shape someone like this? And how much of their story was still untold? Days passed, but the simulation incident lingered in everyone's mind. Whispers followed the new student through the hallways, and their classmates couldn't help but keep their distance. Yet a few brave souls were drawn to the mystery. One of them, a curious and skeptical student named Moran, decided to dig deeper. If your planet is so dangerous, how are you even here? Why leave? She asked one afternoon, her tone laced with both doubt and genuine curiosity. The student paused, their expression hardening. "I didn't leave by choice," they said quietly, the weight of those words hanging in the air. Before Marin could ask more, the instructor announced another team exercise. This time, it was a wilderness scenario designed to test group survival skills. The class was split into small teams, and by chance, or perhaps design, the new student ended up on Marin's team. As they ventured into the simulation, strange things began happening. The program seemed to glitch, or maybe it was something else. Creatures and hazards far beyond the parameters of a normal simulation began appearing, eerily resembling descriptions from the students' Death World tales. Imagine stepping into work, ready to make a difference, only to be judged and dismissed before you've even said a word. That's exactly what happened to Sarah, an experienced and highly accomplished Black nurse who also happens to be a medical director. During a routine meeting, a new doctor arrived, exuding confidence but carrying a glaring bias. Instead of recognizing her authority, he undermined Sarah in front of their colleagues, making snide remarks and questioning her qualifications. His words stung, but Sarah stayed calm, letting the moment unfold. Little did he know, the truth about who she was, and her powerful response, was about to leave everyone speechless. What could have been a moment of division became a lesson no one in that room would forget. Stay tuned to see how Sarah turned the tables with grace and dignity, leaving the doctor to confront his own prejudice. Sarah had spent years building her career, breaking barriers in a field that didn't always welcome someone who looked like her. She wasn't just a nurse, she was a leader, a mentor, and a fierce advocate for her patients and her team. But none of that mattered to Dr. Collins, the new physician in the department. From the moment he walked in, his tone made it clear he had already sized her up. He glanced at her name tag and barely masked his surprise. "Oh, you're just a nurse," he scoffed, loud enough for everyone to hear. The room went uncomfortably quiet, but Sarah didn't flinch. What Dr. Collins didn't know was that Sarah had been instrumental in developing the very protocols he was about to follow. As the tension thickened, Sarah's colleagues exchanged glances, unsure of how this was going to play out. But Sarah remained composed, holding back a response for now. Dr. Collins continued speaking, his words laced with condescension as he outlined his approach to patient care. He barely acknowledged Sarah, focusing instead on impressing the other doctors in the room. Some of them nodded along, while others shifted uncomfortably in their seats, glancing at Sarah for her reaction. She remained calm, her hands folded neatly on the table, waiting.